And
Yeah.
so I remember, one executive saying, "Man, you could be as big as Tom Cruise. Too bad you're black."
Ugh.
I swear.
Well, let's just go back to the genesis of it all. I normally start just getting into childhood and who people are, and you've had such a great career in terms of everyone knows you, I think, culturally especially. And you have such a unique brand, as the people use the word brand.
Mhm.
And I'm curious about a few things. I don't know anyone who has 8 black belts in various forms of martial arts. These are the stories that I love. I love the, yeah, no, I stumbled into it, but I don't ever believe in stumbling into it. Your curiosity was put on you for a reason, right? That thought that perhaps maybe was given to your spirit for some reason. And I'm curious about that reason. Was it people around you would look at you and say, you should be in movies? You could be Jean-Claude Van Damme. You could be Arnold Schwarzenegger. You could be the black whatever. Like, would people just solicit unsolicited information telling you, hey, guess what? You should be doing this. And is that how you got curious?
No, actually. Uh, first off, like when I would recount stories to my friends sometimes would say, "Man, you just became that person." And I didn't realize I would do it. I had this natural ability to emulate people.
Oh.
But what's interesting, as a uh, kind of a leading black, actor type, people would naturally say that, right? They say, "Hey, man, you should be acting." But what's weird is you don't really see attractive leading black actors work very much.
Hmm. Let me think.
And because I had to walk this road, it's I it was an interesting thing. At
Hmm.
most of people of my group that you could play were maybe so and so's boyfriend from the Cosby Show, like one of the girl,
Oh,
like, or so Khadijah's date
uh-huh.
on
Interesting.
what's it these things that,
Yeah,
like, if
sure.
you were
Living
more,
Single, I think that might have been. Was that Living
yeah,
Single? Okay, I don't
but
know.
there
Okay.
were I found out that there were not a lot of roles for leading looking black men other than very specific roles. It's kind of like it worked against you because they, like, what were cast were character types. If you looked more character or very um stereotypical, you worked a lot.
Yeah.
And the guys like myself, it was we were always in this weird pool,
Mhm.
but never considered the leads. And
Mm.
so if you were white and you had that alpha male characteristics, well, there is a role for a white alpha male in every single thing.
Absolutely.
But you think about it, for black men,
Yeah.
alpha male roles,
Mhm.
no.
You weren't allowed to be, and
You
it
were
but
somebody's date, and that's
yeah.
about it. Or
Yeah.
you were the love interest in a music video.
Yeah, I
That's
agree.
it.
I agree, I agree, I agree.
Because
Well,
I could name you so many people in my group that you
uh-huh.
don't know who they are. But you go, if I say Silk Kozar, you mean so and so's boyfriend, and
Oh, I see.
I just keep going.
I see what you're
Jeffrey D.
saying.
Sams. You go, wait, wasn't it? There's so
Wow.
many that you go, wow, it's like Richard Whiten and um, just you know, there's so many, and it's weird because still to this day,
Yeah.
how many alpha male black men do you see as a lead in anything?
Well, let me think. There's always one or two, right? Even now, right? They give you
Yeah,
one or
usually.
two. Michael B.
Right.
Jordan, maybe, right?
He's a younger guy, you know,
Okay.
but you know, but I'm saying, yeah, but still, that still qualifies for the one or two.
Yeah, there's
When
not that many.
when I say, if you look at every television show, every movie, there's the white
Yeah, it's
males
right.
that, yeah. So,
Well, back in the day, though, I feel like, and this is why I love the project you're working on. Back in the day, I felt like there were more Black films made
oh yeah, mhm.
where like a Morris Chestnut was the lead or a oh God, his name escapes me, Tay Diggs, if you will, when they, those types of projects. But if you are thinking when they were specifically for the culture, which I love, and that's what I wanted, but if you're saying mainstream Hollywood, they're going for, I had this conversation with Josh Duhamel. This is a true story.
Mhm.
And it was around the time when George Floyd died, and he didn't like a comment that I had made about the culture. And I understand that people are offended. And I said, you don't even understand your privilege. I was like, you could be an average actor and still star in a blockbuster or still star in what people want to be back then when people were going to movies. That's a privilege. There are so many more Black male actors who could actually do what you're doing, but they haven't been like, when you think of a superhero who's working on a film as being a superhero, I was like, they're not looking for a Michael Jai White for you to be the Captain America, because he was playing Captain America in this
Mhm.
series. I was like, they're not going to call you up and say, we've got this great role. Not now. I mean, maybe now things have changed since Black Panther, but it's just rare. So I do understand what you're saying. And I wonder, does that frustrate you to this day? I know that you've been able to figure it out and do your own thing, but is
Oh
is it
yeah,
frustrating?
it was frustrating. I mean, I've had things said to me that you'd be shocked at, but I didn't let it stop me. I mean, I was told by, like, especially there was a time when a lot of martial art movies were
A big deal.
were yeah, really big deal. And I would be called into studio heads who wanted me to be active, and they wanted to elicit my help in finding, and I was told, the white me.
Uh-uh. No, thank you.
I swear on everything.
Oh my God. I would
Mhm.
have been furious. How incredibly frustrating.
Seriously, I mean, that's happened because in this business, not many places are allowed to say, no, we're going black here, or we're going white here. This was an industry that even my manager is fine with that talk, because you kind of, it's
I
part of
get
the
it.
whole thing. Oh, we're
Yeah, they're
going
looking
black.
for a black. They're looking for a white.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mine too.
So that's part of it, right? And so
Yeah.
I remember, one executive saying, "Man, you could be as big as Tom Cruise. Too bad you're black."
Ugh.
I swear, I
Yeah.
swear, and I was like, mm. So what I so if I let that stop me, shame on me.
Mhm.
He exposed to me a certain mindset that I had to understand and navigate around, because he wasn't aware of how ignorant that sounded, and how the fact that action is global, whether you're black, white, or anything.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee
Jackie Chan. Go down the
went
list.
to had to go back to China and became a superstar, because even roles that he created, he wasn't allowed to do. David Carradine starred in the series that he created. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's not a new thing. It's the way that they think.
Of course.
Yeah, and so if they want to believe that, oh, black movies or black doesn't sell overseas, that's their thought. But it's like, but black action is sold, and black culture is sold overseas like nothing else. But if you but everybody wants to they want an excuse to do what's in their heart anyway.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
There it is. This is what they want. Like if they really want it, yeah, that's it. You're right.
Yeah, and for if I responded to a TV series that, in the description of it, It said, "We want a Michael Jai White type."
Well, here I am. Here I am. We got
And when I responded to it, and I remember other actors were like, "What are we doing here?" They described you in the description, but then they opted for somebody who was a lot less. I mean, someone's a little bit more docile
Mhm,
when it came down to it.
sure.
Yeah, or
We want a Michael Jai White light, like,
yeah,
but
yeah,
not so heavy. We wanna take it medium. We don't want it the
yeah,
full. We don't want the
yeah.
full
So I
load.
mean, it's just this is a learning thing, but I can talk about it because I've navigated around it, and
And you've done it
I've, you
successfully.
know,
So I
I've built my fan base, which is 60% overseas.
good for you.
Mm.
I'm very curious too, and thank you for saying that, how you've been able to build your fan base, and 60% is overseas, and that's how you make your living.
Mm.
I'm going down, or not necessarily make your living, but that's how you've been able to overcome what Hollywood has said you couldn't do.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of some of the cult classics. And most recently in 2008, White premiered his first black exploitation film. Do you like it being referred to as that? Black Dynamite at Sundance. Do you like that? Do you like that terminology?
I
Because
understand the ignorance of using that term.
how do you feel about that terminology?
It's unfortunate because movies like Shaft and just amazing movies that existed before the term even existed
I agree.
get bridled with this exploitation term. It's just like it just paints a negative picture on movies that were I consider Black Renaissance movies. I mean, they
And
even talk about like even the movies that Sidney Poitier uh, produced and directed.
yeah.
People might call Black exploitation, and it's just nothing of the sort. So, but I understand how people's limitation of talking about 70s movie. I kind of carefully say that Black exploitation era
You
instead
say
of
that. Is that how you refer to it?
yeah, there's a Black exploitation era, but sometimes I have to use it just to get the with one word to just get something across because in other people's minds they may not think of the exploitive quotient of that, but I kind of get what they're talking about. But no, I have a love hate relationship with that word.
How did you feel about Black Dynamite?
I kind of really liked it. That's why I wrote it.
Yeah, did you love, like, did you like its reception? How did you feel about
Oh,
how it was
absolutely.
received? How did you feel about how you were able to portray yourself, and what you wanted people to understand about the culture?
I created a layered piece, and it uplifted a great deal of people, and it made everyone laugh. But on a lot of levels, you start going, wait a second. Did you create a character that ended up beating up the president and slapping the first lady, and and then we all laughed about it, So like, well,
Yeah.
yes, I did, So,
I
but
mean, yeah. I
but
mean,
but but it's parody, it's comedy. Um, I played a role that was badass but goofy, and it's just something that's it's nothing quite like it. And I celebrated a time that I loved, where it's kind of
yeah.
like a pendulum swinging, like that kept swinging.
But it's your art. It's your art, Michael. It's your art. It's your mind. It's your creation. It's what you've been sent here to give us. And it's okay to share whatever your heart says to share, whatever
Oh,
your spirit
absolutely.
says to share. I love that.